I'm serious. You don't believe me?
Look, kid. You're just not the spy type.
Oh, I see. So I should just stay in my box and dream of being maybe a barista or a fashion designer or a wedding planner.
Or maybe an ER nurse like your mother?
You know, I was thinking of asking Bobby anyway. She seems more like the brains of the operation, whereas you're more the brawn.
What are you calling brawn? Bobby's an analyst. She doesn't have an ounce of my training. If anybody's going to teach you, it's going to be... Nicely done. Don't do that again.
Welcome, everybody, to a special episode of Cinema Royale. I'm Travis Hopson of the Punch Drunk Critics, and that clip you just heard was from the action comedy My Spy, starring Dave Bautista and Chloe Coleman. This film has a kind of a special place with me. It was the last film I saw in a movie theater before the lockdown occurred, and I remember enjoying it then, back in March. And I watched it a few days ago, and I enjoyed it again. So yeah. So I kind of like this one. And the film, it's a sweet little film for all ages. And Bautista and Coleman make a really great pair. They have a really fun chemistry. She's a rising star, I think. You may have seen her in Big Little Lies and some other things. She's got a lot coming up. And I was fortunate enough to have a chance to talk with Chloe about My Spy, doing her first movie with really big action scenes, working with Bautista, and also kind of dealing with the movie's many delays, because it was delayed before. It was supposed to come out last year, and then it got moved again, and then, the whole pandemic occurred that messed things up. So yeah, I wanted to talk to her about all of that, and I was fortunate enough to do that. And it was a really fun interview, and here it is for you. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. Hi, how you doing?
Good, you?
I'm great, thanks. Thanks for taking time to talk with me about My Spy. I appreciate it. I saw the film back in March, and right as I was about to write my review, it got moved around. What's it been like for you having the movie just about to come out and then having to wait even longer for it to finally arrive?
I was so happy to hear it was going to be coming out in March, and it was like only a few days before, and they're like, we have to move the movie again because of this pandemic, because of COVID, and it was like I was crying, and I was really just sad and confused, and that the day that My Spy was going to come out was when the pandemic was officially not like quarantine. It was officially stated.
Yeah. But the movie's coming out. Movie's coming out, so that's good.
Yes, very excited.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about what it was like working with Dave Bautista on this film. It's probably the biggest film for you, I would think, at this point, right?
Yes, thank you. I mean, getting to co-star alongside Dave Bautista has been an honor. I mean, he, aside from being an amazing actor, he's just a great person himself too. I mean, he's generous, kind. He's a great friend, and I'm just happy to have him in my life because he's just done so much for me. I mean, a lot of people expect for him to be this big wrestler, but really he's just this generous, like, lifelong friend.
This movie has lots of action and espionage. Talk to me a little bit about doing something different like that. Were you into the more of the spy stuff that's going on in this film?
For sure. I mean, My Spy was also my first film dealing with like stunts and action like that.
Yeah.
Which, I've always been into it. I completely love doing my own stunts. I mean, I really want to get into karate, and I find it so much fun. So when we had the plane scenes, being able to feel the physical emotion of being shaken around on this plane and falling into this CGI pit with a blue tarp on it was, pretty cool. It's a first. And I think, me finding it, having to hop around this plane, I find it so athletic, and I'm an athletic person, and it's so appealing to me.
It's interesting you say that because Bautista is also Dave is also a physical performer, but some actors, being physically fit outside of movies is very different than what it requires to actually do the physical stuff in a movie. How was that for you? Were you prepared for how physical the role was going to be?
Yeah, so we read the script once. We had read the script, and I was like blown away, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be able to do this. And it being my first stunts, I was like really excited and prepared. I'm in love with parkour. I used to.
Oh wow!
I only took a few classes at this parkour place, but I'm also very athletic. I love dance, swimming. I used to be on 2 swim teams, archery, gymnastics. All of that stuff is my favorite.
Have you watched any movies with parkour, like District B13 or anything like that?
I'm trying to think. No, I don't really think so.
Yeah, I don't know if your parents will let you watch District B13, but you should ask them to let you watch it. It's an action movie with the action is done in parkour style. So
I love that.
Yeah, it might be something you might want to ask your parents to let you watch it, but it might be you might enjoy it. Your character Sophie in the film. Do you see any similarities between you and her? She's very. I don't know if I'd call her manipulative, but she's very into getting her own way in this movie. Do you see anything similarities between yourself and Sophie in the film?
Oh, for sure. I mean, Sophie, like you said, she knows how to get her way. I mean, if anything, I don't know if I would be able to do that. I mean, she really came up with just how to like trap him right there and then, and now she just has him in the palm of her hand, and she can do anything, and she can just blow his cover at any second, which is a big risk for JJ. And I think me and Sophie do share the tech aspect of life. I love editing and computers and just learning about tech because my dad's a cameraman, so I've always been interested in how things like that work. And I find it just as interesting as Sophie does.
What was your favorite scene to shoot in the movie? Was it one of the quieter moments because you and Bautista really share a lot of those, or was it one of the action sequences?
I would say a bit more of the quieter moment. It's probably, my personal favorite scene is when, Sophia's grown this relationship with JJ. I mean, the time that they've spent together is pure to her, and when he has to leave and say goodbye, I don't think she was, prepared for it. She had her plan going, everything was, going her way, and suddenly she knows that somebody who's here, being there for her father figure is just leaving. And it's hard on her, and it's emotional for her.
Yeah, talk to me about my favorite scene in the movie. It actually is one of the quieter scenes, which is rare for me because I'm a big action guy. But one of my favorite scenes in the movie was the elevator with you and Dave sharing ice cream.
Oh, really? I love that.
I don't know why that scene makes me laugh, but it makes me laugh. It made me laugh in March when I saw it. It made me laugh when I rewatched it again a few days ago.
Yeah, Teresa really just went for it in that scene.
How did that scene go? Like to me, I imagine it being very funny to shoot. How did that scene go?
I remember being in the elevator, knowing that she's about to come in and fake kick him. And when she comes in, she was so powerful. I just stood in the corner, backed up, and geez, she's really going for it. It was such a good scene, the power she had, it just made me angry, and I'm like, stop hurting him. I mean, I didn't touch him, but my character just felt that immediately.
What did you take away from this movie that you want to bring to something else? Because I know you're doing a lot more. You're looking at your stuff that you got going on. You got a lot of stuff coming up. What did you take away from My Spy that you've been able to bring to stuff that you're doing next?
I think the relationships that I've made on this film just make it easier to connect with people from every set that I go to. I mean, every project that I've gotten to work on has just left so many memories in my life. I mean, very special people that I've met on these films have just become great parts of my life, including Dave. I mean, he's a lifelong friend, somebody that I'll always be able to rely on. So, taking that energy of, being kind and just feeling good around people is very important from every film that I work on.
Well, Chloe, that's fantastic. I think our time is just about up here. But I thank you for taking a few minutes to talk to me about My Spy. I wish you success in this movie and in the next. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It was so nice talking to you.
All right. Thanks. You have a good one.
Thank you so much. Have a nice rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, that was my interview with Chloe Coleman for My Spy. The film is out now on Amazon Prime and also in select theaters and drive-ins. You can also find my review over at punchdrunkcritics.com right now. Thanks again for listening. This is Travis Hopson of Punch Drunk Critics. I'll be back with a full episode of Cinema Royale this weekend. Thanks a lot. Bye.